Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As time goes on, we're seeing more and more interesting and questionable things coming out of the US economy. The latest thing we have is that the 7-year car loan is here. And this might sound irrelevant, but it's going to tie us very nicely into the main topic for today's video. So, what this means for people looking to buy a car now, you're going to be paying that car off in 2032. Most new car shoppers are taking on 7-year loans, or more new car shoppers are taking on 7-year loans, a trend that underscores the rising cost of financing a vehicle. 7-year loans made up around 20% of all new vehicle financing by dealers in the first quarter of 2025, at an all-time high. The average new car consumer borrowed about $41,473 in the first 3 months of 2025. An annual interest rate was 7.1% for an average monthly payment, get ready for this bit, of $741. Those financing terms added $9,231 in interest to the cost of the average car. Take a minute to think about that. We know that car loans have been growing steadily in recent years as essentially buyers are struggling to keep pace with prices, right? Who can buy a car outright if it's a brand new model? Probably very few people. So people take on these loans, and as car prices rise and rise and rise more and more, people take out longer loans because they can't pay more because they don't have the money. The only option is to extend the period of the loan. And now we're seeing more and more questionable signs in the economy that this is all coming to a crux, right? So we're seeing disturbing signs of economic trouble. Recession fears surge as Americans default on car payments at record rates, echoing the 2008 financial crisis warnings. Now, this is one of these situations where it's kind of what you would expect to see in any kind of economic uncertainty. What do people want to lose the least? Well, obviously their home. People need somewhere to live. So we're seeing arguably a worrying trend, a pattern emerging amongst Americans, falling behind on car payments at a record pace as per a report. This could be a warning sign, similar to the financial crisis of 2008. People just don't have this money to pay these vehicles off. And again, with the current fears, with the current squeeze of the cost of living, is it any surprise? Tariffs making things more expensive for everyday consumers. These are the challenges that we are likely going to continue to face. At the same time, household debt balances continue a steady increase. Delinquency transition rates remain elevated for auto and credit cards. So the Federal Reserve of New York's Center for Microeconomic Data issued its quarterly report on household and credit debt. So the report shows a total household debt increase of $93 billion from quarter 4 of 2024. Now that sounds like an immense amount, but it's only 0.5%. And this brings the total up to $18.04 trillion. So this is really quite crazy. And mortgage delinquency rates are similar to pre-pandemic levels. Auto loan delinquency transitions rates remain elevated. So that kind of ties into what we were just speaking about. Credit card balances have increased by $45 billion from the previous quarter, reaching $1.21 trillion, right? All of these things are speaking to potentially a concern, right? And the fact that we are seeing more defaults, the fact that we are seeing more delinquency, more issues with all of this sort of stuff, at a time which we've spoken about before, where we're seeing massive job layoffs, it indicates one thing. It certainly indicates one thing. The likelihood that people simply cannot afford to keep up with these perhaps elaborate and expensive, arguably unnecessary purchases to the same degree that they once could. Things are getting expensive out there for the average everyday consumer, so how do we expect them to be able to keep up if prices continue to increase like they seemingly are doing? It's going to be next to impossible, guys. It's going to be next to impossible. And now we're obviously seeing this being mirrored in the broader economic data. I want to know your thoughts on this in the comments. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give us a like and subscribe, guys. And thank you so much for being with me in this episode. Let me know your thoughts down below. And I hope I'll see you again soon in another one. Goodbye for now. See you later.